Hello everyone, my name is Scott Fleming, and today we will be reviewing various Google apps that are available for free for everyone and will learn their integration for productivity. As a company, Google has been in the process of creating its own ecosystem. Google now has solutions for each and every aspect of our technical life, from Internet of Things to things on the move. Google has made sure that an individual's technical life can be integrated in a Google-based ecosystem. Google's parent company, Alphabet, has been in the process of acquisition of many smaller companies, expanding and creating their own ecosystem. From subsidiaries such as Google Fiber as an ISP, to Waymo as a self-driving car manufacturer, Google has it all. Today, I would like to focus our attention to Google Apps and their integration to make life easier and productive. As we are all familiar with calendars, specifically Google Calendar, you can add different Google or Gmail accounts into this calendar app, and you can set different timings for different events. Google Calendar also shows you holidays such as national holiday or culturally accepted holidays within the US in the app itself. As you can see here, there is Easter Sunday, and here's my IT class, IT 418. I can add events, and I can make them repeat every day, every week, or depending upon the number of days in a week that particular event occurs. Another benefit of Google Calendar is that it uses machine learning, specifically from the integration of other Google apps, and uses it to show events. So for example, if artificial intelligence deems that there is a certain event or a certain date which can be considered an event, that would automatically be suggested and added to your Google Calendar. Suppose there is a flight that you have to take, and the airline company sends you a notification for your reservation. Google will use machine learning and use that to add that event into your Google Calendar. So that would be one way Google integrates different apps. One of the most useful integrations available for Gmail and Google Calendar users is the Google Calendar Gadget. Now the Google Calendar Gadget puts upcoming events on your email sidebar. To turn it on, just enable the Google Calendar Gadget in Gmail Labs. So what we will do is we will go ahead and start doing it. We will go to Labs, which would be under Settings here. So once we go into Settings, we will click on Labs. And once we click on Labs, as you can see, my Google Calendar is active here, but to activate it, you will see under Enable Labs, and look for Google Calendar. Here it is. So we'll click Enable and we'll save the settings. And so upon doing so, you will see Google Calendar showing up on your sidebar. Then we will click on the Options link to configure which calendars you would like to display events from, and schedule events directly from Gmail using the Gadget's Add link. So Gmail Lab offers a lot of other app integrations like YouTube Previews in Gmail, the ability to create Google Doc from an email conversation, Picasa image previews, Google Docs, as well as Google Web Search Gadget. You can add additional calendars on the side if you would like. The next feature I would like to show is Google Tasks. Google Tasks can be very beneficial in terms of productivity. It can act as a bridge between your email box and your calendar. If you add a Gmail message to your task list, and we're going to show you how to do it. So what we'll do is we'll go to the Gmail option here on the top left. We'll click the drop down menu and we'll click on Tasks, and here you can see the task box appear. Now you can add your individual tasks. Let's say I have to make it to a class, so I will add that go to IT 602 Another task would be video due March 22. Along with that, you can actually add individual Google messages or your Gmail messages directly to your tasks. Now this is huge. Let's say you get an email request from your boss, and instead of having to enter a new item in your to-do list by hand, from the More Actions menu, choose to Add to Tasks. And this works even if you select multiple messages as well. So we're going to show you how to do it. Suppose we go to this particular email. We can actually add it to the tasks, and it would be there. And so you can read it later on when you have time. And this way your to-do list stays updated. Another well-known feature of Google Apps is one of the Google apps called Google Drive. One of the first things people usually run into when they start using a lot of different online services is keeping track of where things are. One easy way to fix is to connect your Gmail search to include both Gmail and Google Drive. To enable this feature, just go to your Gmail settings, click on the Labs menu link, and enable the App Search feature. Another great feature of Google Drive would be one-click send to Google Drive. When you're in a hurry to send any information or important attachments in Google or in Gmail directly to your Google Drive, who wants to download, save, log into Google Drive, and then upload the file? What a pain, right? So all you have to do is, when you see an attachment, click on Save to Drive, and it would be added to your drive directly. You don't have to sign in twice to get to your Google Drive. What about the other way around? What if you'd like to attach one of your Google Drive's file to an email? Well, you'll be glad to know that's just as easy. When you're composing a new email in Gmail, just hover over the Google Drive icon near the blue send button. So we'll try that. We'll click on Compose, and we will click on this Insert Files using Google Drive. And when we do that, you can directly add any file to a new email, or when you're composing an email, and send it to the recipient. So let's say we insert this particular file. We will insert the email address of the recipient and click send, and they will get a copy of this file directly from your Google Drive. The next app I would like to talk about would be Google Keep. Google Keep is a note-keeping and note-taking service from Google, free of cost, of course. Here you can take different notes and add them individually. The benefit of Google Keep is that you can have a separate title. For example, here as we have a script flow here, and it has different steps that I've mentioned. Meanwhile, on the other side here, I have a video script for one of my classes for IT 641, and I have written a script in form of a note. And the beneficial thing about this is that with Google Keep, I can have notes and set them as reminders. So for example, let's say this is due tomorrow, and I can set a date and time. So let's set up a date for the 23rd afternoon, and of course I can set the time as well. I can set 2 p.m. for example, and I can have it repeat daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or custom, and save it, and it would show up in my reminders. Also, with Google Keep, I can have a collaborator. I would be, or the creator would be the owner, of course, but you can have several different people collaborating on the same note in Google Keep. Along with that, you can change colors, of course, of the notes themselves. That makes them distinguishable. Or you can have the regular clear version. You can also add an image to Google Keep notes. So for example, here I would add this particular Google image showing the Google app integration cycle. I can archive it and find it in the archives. And then of course I can add a label to it. It could be any label, and then let's say for example it would be class, and then I can create a class label And then what that does is it will create a label on the side. So you can have a label for classes and a label for your day-to-day activities. You have a label for your daily life, a label for important documents, pictures that you may want to save. I can change the label. I can add a drawing to it. If I have a pen or a pointing device, I can actually make a drawing or just write. So for example, I wrote IT 602 here. And that would be it. And here it appears. I can make a copy. I can show checkboxes. I can individually distribute different tasks into steps and check the checkboxes, and they would be shown as completed. I can even grab the image text here. As you can see, the text from the image itself appears here, so it has grabbed all the text from the image, which is a really neat feature. If you have a bunch of images that would be hard for you to copy and paste or just write or type, you can use this feature and all the text from those images would be captured. Another good feature would be the integration with Google Docs. So you can actually copy the notes directly to Google Docs, and it would be copied, as you can see here. And then you can open that doc, and here it is. Google Docs interacting with Google Keep. And of course you can use the features in Google Docs itself. You can download it, you can email this as an attachment. You can print it, just like a word processor. And you can even have add-ons to it. Very neat feature. You don't even have to take a traditional note, as you can add just an image and save that as a note. It could be an important image, it could be a document in an image format, and you can save it and it would be saved as such. As you can see, it's uploading here. So this was my video documenting the integration within various Google apps and amongst themselves. These were just 5 apps that I chose, but Google offers a plethora of other apps such as Google Search or Maps or Translate and Chrome. Along with that, Google has services which are related to their Internet of Things devices. Google has also apps and app integration for business. For example, Docs, Sheets, Slides, Drive, even business applications such as AdWords or AdSense, Analytics, even your business if you have a business. I hope you enjoyed this video presentation. Hope to meet you next time for the next video or the presentation of our WordPress document. Until then, goodbye.